What up, world? It's your boy Sky, broadcasting live, doing a video. As I'm preparing to go out with the dogs, I just had another, idea, perspective to, speak about in this video. And part of it, honestly, I used to be into social media a whole lot, computers, electronics a lot. Then, and I was just following everybody, adding everybody, from school, from all the schools I've been to, parties, just adding everybody all over social media just to add them and just be out there, attention, socialize, and just, you know, really out there. And then I realized that that's not for me to be out there in the crowd. And a lot of people, honestly, I don't vibe with, I don't resonate with, and honestly, we don't have nothing, to be honest. And well, that's why I detached, because there was a lot of drama and parties and stuff and vibes and energies and stuff like that that I really, didn't resonate with and don't resonate with. So I detached, I deleted my Facebook. I took a long time just back and forth with coming onto social media and going off, coming back, going off, unfollowing everybody, deleting the account, then finally I've kind of reconstructed, these platforms as a tool, not so much as a sole purpose to, just socialize or just, check up on people all day, you know. So now it's more or less a tool for, the community, for interaction, and for the brand, So anyways, but yeah, what I realized is, what I've been doing with this whole vegan transformation, vegan voyage, I got plugged into it obviously for a reason, and then when I see now some of these suggestions for past friends, past associates, past people in my life who I went to school with or I was involved with in certain ways, you know, like it kind of reminds me of why I'm doing what I'm doing, because it's basically I'm seeing past the illusion, the Maya or whatever. Of course, I don't know it all or anything, but I'm just saying I can sense things out and use the common sense for certain situations and use discernment, and basically what I've done is unorthodox and it's not that popular, but basically bottom line is I've been investing a lot, all in myself, my health, my wellness, my well-being, and I'm grateful for it because I see where I used to be and I see where other people are going, and that's the complete opposite of nature of what we're really supposed to be doing with our soul, our spirit, our body, our vehicle, and people are invested all in cars and, pharmaceutical pills and computers and laptops and houses and watches and jewelry and chains and clothes and all this stuff for a long time. And throughout that time that they've been doing that, I've been just investing it in my own health. Honestly, the last time I got new clothes was gifted to me from, a very, close, loving woman who, at the time, we were in a deep, intimate, close relationship. And now we're having space, but she took me out shopping, just as a little surprise with what she had, and I'm grateful for it. And that was pretty much it, because I've been able to still use and wear my clothes, and with the exception, sometimes I have gotten some new things, but nothing too over the top, but I've still been grateful for with what I have. I've donated a lot of clothing, to Goodwill, like Salvation Army, and I'll put in those drop boxes and, thrift stores and whatnot. But I've been making the most of what I have, and it's all right, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed that this whole 2 years into this, I've been investing in my health and wellness, and I've seen my spiritual character evolve. And then I line it up next to these people that I might have been in high school with that maybe, I had a lot of built up tension, anger, and words and expression inside of me. and I didn't feel like saying anything, and back then I might have looked at it a different way, feeling like it's competition, feeling like it's unequal, feeling like I'm not good enough, feeling like, just because they have a fancy car, their parents have a fancy car or a fancy house, or they just, have the top test scores and the highest grades and all this stuff, I would be letting that get in my head. This whole 2 years of detachment and work on myself, I've been able to really start seeing the route that I'm going. Since it's unpopular and all those people that are asleep, that are chasing the wrong thing, and going the wrong way. Honestly, I don't even know who all watches it, but the right people watch it. But to be honest, those people that I'm speaking of, they probably ain't even gonna watch it until it's too late, or until it's a lot later on in time where I'm evolved even so much further in life. Then finally we meet ways in an exchange where I'm basically helping them wipe their butt. You know what I'm saying? Help, not literally, but you get what I'm saying. Where I'm actually coaching them and mentoring them. Bossing up. You know what I'm saying? I remember Dr. Sabi, he said something about how he has a lot of white clients. And I remember he said that, he's like, okay, well, yeah, I know a lot of my clients are white. He was saying that he loved it. He said a lot of the brothers, black people, were scared of white people, but he said he was different. He actually had no problem with interacting with any race and serving them as an herbalist, as a healer, as a doctor, whatever you want to call it. And guess what? That was that. And he was mentioning that he was like, oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, curing a lot of white people of disease and ailment from his supplements, And I remember him saying, and look at that, the son of the slave helping out the slave master's son or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It can get that deep and that real, to be honest. But, I'm not here to start a race war or anything, but I'm just speaking some truth about this. And if y'all vibe with what I'm saying, let me know, for real. I started to realize that because it's like I done a few laps around these people that before, in my head, sometimes their ego or their arrogance or whatever would really kind of disturb me or get under my skin, or I would just be externalizing occasionally, about them here and there, having thoughts of disservice about it. But now, it may be weird or whatever, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some of their profile pictures when I rebooted and created a new Facebook, and I'm like, wow. It's funny how things change, and now I see why they say we'll have the last laugh, because these people that was disrespecting and not getting along, not vibing or whatnot, thinking they're all better than people and this and that, now look how things change. You can fake it all you want on social media, posting up these pictures of your fake marriage, your fake, photo shoots, this and that, and fake smiles at these little scandalous parties. But guess what? That's the reason why the two energies aren't in the same place, because that's universal law, rule, you know what I mean? Until there's change, and I'm already rising. So that's their own choice or option. That's why they say let go of people, places, and things no longer serving us. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Until they catch on the wave, the love wave, if they ever catch on the love wave, it may be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They may be dead, or we may be real old by the time that happens, where they seek our help. I don't know, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, it's cool to have seen that process my growth within myself, and not compare it as inspiration, maybe. Let's just show the contrast or whatever, and just to see how far I've really grown and come, and I'm still going. It's still a continual process, of course. But I'm just saying, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of did have me smile on the inside a little bit, because I started to appreciate myself for who I am, and I really focused on just that whole illusion life of selling our soul at a job or however, wherever, unhappy, no matter what energy you are or what creed or nationality or color you say you are. It's about the health aspect of it. And I guess that's why they say we'll have the last laugh. Because this is something that's unpopular. This is what the masses are not doing. And, it's a select group, family, tribe, whatever you want to call it, that's really, really, really doing it, and that's what I'm in the process of doing. And seeing it with those people, no hard feelings, no hate, no hard feelings. I wish these people well, to be honest. And I'm here for the help, for consultations, for training, for coaching, for mentoring, for whatever, I'm there. And it's just kind of dope to see my growth, my glow, and like everything just have improved because all of these people back at school, I sometimes would just be shaky, real shaky, because I'll be around certain people that weren't of service to me. I'll be around certain people that would be laughing, making fun, not understanding, picking on, bullying, this and that. And of course, I know, only if with your permission, this and that. But I'm saying, now I know better, so I'm doing better, and obviously I didn't know better. I definitely wasn't eating right, and that played a big factor, big part of it. But, that's all I'm saying about this. It's just cool to see that because I've seen some people are like dying. I guess the homie Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart, and Les Brown, they said most people die at like 21 or 18 and they don't get buried until they're in their 60s or 70s. So that's like 50, 60 years of not doing nothing but sell your soul to a lie. You know what I mean? And now I see the bigger picture because I've been alchemizing everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been able to transform so much. Like, at first I thought it was all about the money chase, this and that. And it is awesome to have it as a tool, but it's not, the source of life. You know what I'm saying? And I love being compensated with money, of course, a whole lot. But I'm also saying, like, just the mentality about it, going with it. And I don't know, it's just, to be honest, it just had me feeling well to see my growth, to be honest. That's all I'm saying. I'm not better than nobody. I'm not, whatever. I'm gonna leave that alone. But I know my whole feeling about how I felt when I saw some of this stuff and how I'm more expressive and I guess more confidence within my own self, to be honest with y'all. That's what it is. Like, these people that I see on these social media profiles that I might have used to go to school with or met somehow, some way through work, through, parties, through whatever, sports, all this stuff that maybe there's certain people that I really didn't resonate with and they had a big ego and, it's just certain vibes and energy I didn't pick up on. I was just not as confident and a lot more shy and not as expressive or whatever. And, so stuck in my head about, numbers and money and social status and political status and religious and, who's got the best test scores and who's got the best A grade, who did the best on these tests and all this stuff. And then finally, I realized that it matters just about the journey within, honestly. And I'm grateful to see how far I've come and how far I can continue to rise to, because I have an infinite plane of potential to rise into, and it's just liberating to see that, what I'm saying, how now, if I were around those people, which I'm not, and I don't have to be, it would be a completely different story, what I'm saying? Not that I'm better or I'm gonna run the show or anything like that, but I'm talking about, like, with just interacting with them would obviously probably be a whole lot different, you know what I mean? Because I'll see the truth for what it is and not be so much in these defense mechanisms, judging, putting each other down, just childish kid games that a lot of us have played throughout all of our schooling, education, attacking each other just verbally, you know what I'm saying? Non-verbally, on social media, you know what I'm saying? Like, just with vibes and energy, with just, the way you treat people, like being left out or whatever, this and that. And I know all these things are subjective to how you choose to feel about it, but I'm keeping it real about how my feelings was then and now, and whatever you want to call it, okay? I'm keeping it real, you know what I mean? About the vibes, about the energy, all that stuff, for real, because there's some big change coming, and I'm going to keep going. I'm on the path, I'm on the mission to continue this and to continue growing, and who knows, those people still may be so asleep, they probably won't even see none of these videos. Well, I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but intuitively, I have a feeling that somehow, some way, like, it might be a while, for them to come across these, and they'll have been living in reverse, living backwards, harming themselves, living that destructive lie of a lifestyle, to the point where I have built myself up so much that where I have a YouTube Gold Award, I have, financial stability, I have, improvements within myself, to be in love, and just all that stuff, and the growth. And it'll just be a big shock, and I probably won't even honestly remember these people or their names ever again, to be real, because I remember maybe a week or two ago, I went to a friend's house, and then there was a guy there too, and I didn't even recognize him, but he was pretending like he knew me over and over again. It was just a few of us homies, a handful of us, just there, chilling, meditating, what I'm saying, just grown men there, just on the phone, meditating, a few of them had a couple beers here and there, whatever, but one of them was pretending like he knew me, and said my name a couple of times, like in a few conversations, like he knew me, and I, like, whenever he left, I had to ask my real close homie what his name was, because I didn't even know who he was, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? And I have a feeling that might continue to happen, honestly, because some people are choosing to forget who they are, and I know I was forgetting who I was for all my life, to be honest, for a lot of my life, but now at least I'm in the process of remembering who I am and whatnot, and doing that. But there probably will come a point in time where I'm talking about myself as well as anybody else embarking upon this journey, where we will have built ourselves up and grown so much that we might come across paths with certain people who finally, decide to change their life. And we probably won't even recognize them, you know what I mean? And we'll still be an amazing person and make the right decision or whatever, but, that's what I just realized right now, to be honest. I'm still going to keep, with this humble confidence, as the homie Ralph Smart, Infinite Water, says, I'm going to keep going with that, to not be cocky and not to be, walked over like a doormat, but just, to be my true, unique self. So, anyways, it's your boy Sky, broadcasting live. I'm loving these videos. As these ideas come out, like, I'm feeling more and more, like, excited and naturally flowing with providing this content, and I'm appreciating the subscribers growing. Like, that's not my sole basis, is, oh my God, how many subscribers I'm gonna get. Of course, I'm desiring to impact and reach and inspire, but my main focus is obviously, getting myself right, healing myself, taking care of myself, helping myself first, getting myself, off the ground, you know what I'm saying? And to give what I can give, and as I grow and as I can give more, to myself first and foremost, to help myself first and foremost, then I'll have more to share, more to give, and more to offer. But, it's cool to see that stuff. It's cool to see the interactions with the comments, with the increase in some numbers, but that's not like the sole basis. Of course, it's to reach and connect and share, but really it's just, you know, being real about it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's just numbers. That's that. You know what I'm saying? I love the real connections. You know, people present in my life. You know what I mean? That I don't need even a phone. You know what I'm saying? Phone call, whatever. But where I, you know what I'm saying? Have y'all ever been in a loving relationship where you like literally didn't even need your phone, but you end up seeing them down the street. You end up seeing them a mile away, you know, down the block, you know, and y'all link up, you know what I mean? Like the one you love, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you just left your phone at home, you lost your phone died, whatever, and then somehow, some way, you know, y'all both, obviously, y'all are going out in a relationship, you know, dating, whatever you want to call it, in love, and you know, just on your pursuit to go meet up with them or to go be with them or be in that area that they're at, that they're coming from, traveling from, living at, whatever. And all of a sudden, like, you know, you don't even have your phone with you, but you see them. You know, they connect with you. And it's like a powerful, undescribable moment because phones are cool, video chat, video conferences are cool, letters are cool, texts are cool, calls are cool, all that stuff is cool, but like nothing beats, you know, that physical, real life, eye to eye connection, honestly, you know. So I know that's super deep. I'm a deep guy. I'm gonna keep being deep. You know, I'm continuing to go deeper and deeper because the more I'm, you know, chiseling away at myself, because I'm like, we're all like mummies, like structures, like sculptures, like statues, you know, and we're covered in a whole bunch of junk, rock all over us, and we gotta like chisel and chisel and chisel and chisel and smooth out and chisel and chisel and chisel and chisel and chisel, you know, to really get to the core, you know, of our golden essence. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna continue doing it. I'm desiring to really learn a whole lot because I'm really interested in ancient, esoteric wisdom, occult science, you know, mysterious discoveries, secrets, all that stuff, for real. So, universal stuff, all that stuff, you know, stuff that's deep and, you know, massive, like sometimes even beyond our comprehension, you know. So, anyways, it's your boy Sky, broadcasting live. Have an amazing day. Take care.